What's up, guys? Back with another segment of Ham and Nate. Today we have a guest speaker, first of many to come. Boy Kalunga.
What up, boy? You good?
What's up? I'm good.
Hello.
Okay, sweet. So today we're gonna do things a little differently. Today is probably also an FTG topic for the gents.
For the gents.
For the gents topic.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're gonna get into right here is gender-based violence, right? Essentially going back to topics and issues that have been around for a while, like gender-based violence, and that stems from toxic masculinity and female objectification. But what we're focusing on, since there's just so many points, is we're going to start off with when to call out your mates, your gents, your bros, your bros.
And I think that's a good point, because all the time we're always going and saying, okay, ladies should do this, should practice these safety measures or this and that. Let's bring the attention back to the gents.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
let's be responsible for each other. Kind of thing.
Yeah, we never talk about the gents. We should be talking about the gents. That's where the problem stems from.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's be accountable. So that's what it's all about today.
Right there and then, So we're gonna start off with our guest here.
Yeah.
Kalunga. So personally for you, when do you think we should call each other out as gents? We're in a group of friends in a circle, someone says something, might be a bit off. When do you think's a good time and how?
Yeah, so I think right then and then, actually, like when we're with the gents, someone says something that's a bit offside, a bit tricky, we don't agree with it, or maybe not everyone immediately shows that they don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you being an active listener and you hear, hey, okay, this doesn't sound right, like this man sounds like, you know, he's about disrespecting women in a certain way, or what he said insinuates that he would disrespect a woman in this situation. So I think as soon as he says that and you're around the gents, you'd be like, wait. But like what you're saying is that if that happens, or if a woman tells you no, then this is how you're gonna react. I don't think that's the best way to react in a situation like that. Yeah.
Because I think most of the time, like, guys get to a point where you know, it's like someone says no and they're around, or they approach someone and they say no, and then the first thing they do, you know, as they say, oh, no, I'm not gonna accept that no.
Yeah.
You telling me no. And what is that? That's because, you know, now the guys are feeling like they have to behave in a certain way to kind of gain back respect from the boys or whatever is going on there. And I just think, you know, it goes back to the point of this quote I heard about 2 weeks ago. The weakest man around is one that can't control his emotions. Because in moments like that, you see someone losing and saying, no, you can't say no to me, or even doing something or saying something really disrespectful to the girl. And that's not being in control of his emotions. So for me, that comes back to that thing. Hey, the weakest man around us is the one that's not in control of his emotions. So I think that also as gents, we have to be accountable for our emotions. We have to, you know, not let those insecurities, you know, take control over us.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's become so natural now to us. We've all been in the situation, and we all have, or know at least a couple of guys that are like that. We chill with them, or have been that guy myself, for example, you know. We've been with guys that we chill with, and someone says something, like you said, might be like inappropriate, and we're just so used to it being a thing that we let it ride, or we laugh it off, or we just don't take it as seriously as it should be taken.
That's the wrong approach to take.
Exactly.
And I like what you said. You said when you asked when is the right time, he said right then and there.
Yeah.
Because
nip it in the bud.
they nip it in the bud. Exactly. Yeah. Get it sorted right there and there. And look, sometimes you might be looked down upon, or the guys might tell you this and that, but you're standing for what is right.
What's right? Yeah.
And from then on, exactly.
And you setting
people know
the
where you
standard.
stand.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
it's a good thing to do. And also another important thing is also how to do it. Because, for example, I think personally it could depend on how close you are with your friends. And sometimes it might even be harder to call people that you're close with out.
Yeah.
Like, yo, man, like, we don't do that yet. You know? But we've known each other for like, what, 5-10 years or whatever, you know, you never
don't matter.
Okay,
come
but
at me like this before. But
gender-based violence is different, because like this is such a prevalent problem, like, in our society, and it's wrong. Personally, right, I don't understand how people can have that type of mindset of like, okay, now, like, I don't know how you can just like abuse a woman, like, physically, or even just like
emotionally,
yeah,
verbally,
just
yeah.
general
Logically,
abuse, like, because that's another person, you know what I'm saying? There's ways in which we all should interact with,
Yeah.
with each other as like people.
Exactly, as people.
There's a
Standard,
base, what is it? There's a base level of respect that you need to offer the next person that you interact
Just
with.
because that person is human, just because that person is
Exactly.
breathing, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. So when you do that, I personally, I'd call it out. Like recently, since I've been made aware that this is like a prevalent problem, I've just been like, nah. Whenever I hear something offside, I'm gonna call it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know where like this thing comes from. Of like, nah, I'm the guy. I'm the guy, so the woman must act according to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's not right.
Essentially, and where, like how you're saying that, like where it comes from, I want to get into that. We have to look at, what actually causes these issues, right? Because it's good to call it out now and let people know now, but that's obviously been a problem with that person for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it. Like that's how you
Yeah.
act.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so where does this come from? So I start thinking about our lives in general, as how we're raised as boys to be men, and just the culture in general,
the
like
thing,
what is
the
expected
culture.
of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it starts from the smallest things, guys. Like I could call out, I don't know, music, for example. You hear it in songs, bro.
Yeah.
Like the objectification of women through songs alone. I'm not saying that you listen to this kind of music that makes you this kind of person. I'm just saying sometimes people haven't learned to dissociate, and it comes with the lifestyle. So you listen to the music and you go to the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the girls are in the club, and it just, you start linking things up, and some people take it a bit further and it needs to be taken.
Yeah. That's very true.
So that's how I feel about some of these.
When you say the culture, like that's such a big thing. We can go into depth in that, but I just want to touch on a few points, because culture has a lot of good things. There are a lot of different cultures in the world. A lot of them have a lot of good things, but a lot of them have, aspects to them. Again, the culture is something created by humans as well. Humans are not perfect, so there are going to be imperfections in that. And I've seen it even talking to some friends. Oh, in my culture, the ladies have no say. They can't say anything. The men, this and that. And what I loved growing up was the culture that was created in my home. My mom said that, hey, there's none of that. None of that. I'm a boy, so I don't have to clean. So I cleaned just as much as everyone. Everyone was treated as an equal. Everyone had to learn how to do everything. If it's fixing a light bulb, if it's whatever it might be, if it's mopping the floor, if it's cleaning outside, if it's cooking. And that played a big role in my life as well. It helped me see my sisters. That's why when I see my sisters, I don't know if you can hear what's going on back there, but with my sisters, I see them as equals. That's why I encourage them to run businesses. I shouldn't be the only one that should be running businesses in the house, starting businesses. So I think that culture, look, I just touched on a small part of it, but culture is a big thing. And we have to look at some things, because even in our homes, we have different cultures. We have our cultural backgrounds, but in even our homes, we have culture. And that's things we have to look at as well,
But at the same time, have you not experienced that thing of like, because you're the man, right? Because you're the man, like, I don't know, maybe something happened or there's a situation like around you, but because you're the man now, it's like, okay, I need to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or are there not situations where because you're a man, you have to take like a leadership role, sort of? You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear that.
Personally, for me, I experience it generally on the weekly basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
We
it
all
happens.
do, yeah.
And we all do. And I guess it's about knowing. I guess there are times you have to step up for your family, for your friends, I guess. But at the same time, it's also knowing where to, when to stop it, and like you're infringing on other people's rights at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, but like how far am I taking this?
Because I hear, stepping up is a different thing to saying, hey, because I'm the man, you don't have a say.
Exactly.
So stepping up is like, we can both go. Like you said earlier, we had a conversation. You were going out and getting the groceries for your family during lockdown. Now, it's not that the rest of your family can't, but it's like, you know what? It's not that I'm saying that you're unable to do this, but I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to do my best, and that's, that, I would say that's stepping up. But if you had to say, no, I'm going out because I'm the man and you can't do that.
Yeah.
Then it's like, then it's like,
That's a bit of a problem.
No, so it's a very interesting topic.
Because guys get hurt, like guys get so hurt when they told no. Like they get so hurt, and I don't know what it is. maybe it's toxic masculinity, maybe it's the ego,
yeah.
but something's happening internally.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for some guys it makes them like, no, I'm not gonna accept this. I'm going to move a different way. I'm going to get what I want. Like, why does that person feel like they have to go and get what they want?
Right?
You know,
Like,
as
that's
a
what
kid.
we have to tackle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's so deep, man. We have to
yeah.
call each other out on these things because we're not going to listen to anyone else but each other. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather hear it personally from a friend. I'd rather hear it from one of you guys that you're going a bit further. than
Even
anyone
if
else.
they don't want to hear it,
Especially if they don't
let
want to
them
hear
know.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you tell
That's
them.
the time, yeah.
That's the thing. You tell them, if you pursue this, I'm gonna stop you by all means necessary. If you're gonna go and harm another person, I'm not gonna just watch. I'm telling you, if I'm wanting to do the wrong, and they two of you telling me, even if it was one of you, and you're telling me like, hey, if you step up and you do something bad, I'm gonna stop you, even physically if I have to. I'm gonna think twice.
Yeah.
But you know, like if you guys were just like laughing, and then you know,
You take that as,
Yeah.
okay, this is okay.
But that's why it's such a good it's a good thing to like when you're with the gents and immediately when you hear something you're like, nah bruh, listen, if you do that I'm going to stop you. Then the guy's gonna be like, oh why? Why?
tell them why.
Exactly. You
If he doesn't
explain- you give him your points, you give him
Yeah.
your points. And then I would really be interested in someone that has that mindset, like, no, dude.
And they actually have something to say about it. Like,
Yeah,
they actually,
like, nah, I'm the guy. Like, what do you mean you're the guy? That's
Like,
the
yeah, so
yeah.
yeah, man. So I also want to find out from you guys. We mentioned the whole culture thing in the background. So let's say we've been brought up in a specific way. When do we draw the line? Because it's in lots of cases, like even like racism. That's another topic though.
Yeah.
But when do we draw the line to say that, okay, I was raised and brought up in this way, but you're in a new environment now. So say you grew up in Limpopo, and now you're in varsity at Pretoria. You see how different things are in the dynamic. And let's say you grew up treating women a certain way. Now you're here and you see that people are a bit more liberal about things and it's not as set in stone as you previously thought. When can you use your background as an excuse? And can you? Because I've seen cases personally where people have come from backgrounds that are set in stone and strict families, and this is how things should be done. But eventually they do change, but it might depend on a person. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's a very interesting topic. Isn't it?
I honestly think, look, I hear the background story and all of that, but I do believe we all have in our core, we know what's right and what's wrong. You know, because what's funny, I've seen someone talk to maybe one girl in a disrespectful manner, then another person that is not going to just accept that easily, he speaks to them in a completely different manner. So my thing is, I truly believe that as humans, we know right and wrong. Like even if we're born and we had to live our life, no one really guiding us, I feel like we would know that to even kill someone is bad, to hurt someone is bad. Like I feel like it's in us. We're born with that. So I feel like I might be wrong. This bird, I might be wrong, but or actually I feel I'm right. But you guys can throw in stuff. But we all have that core, and you know when you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
Especially like, okay, I agree with you to a degree, and I feel that you would know when you're doing something wrong. Let's say, I'll use the example as in you grew up knowing hitting people was okay. Let's just say, for a messed up example, let's just say hitting people is okay if they wronged you in a certain way, no matter what. If they called you a bad word or whatever, strike back, boom. That's how you show your dominance. That's how you tell them, no, you can't do that. Now you come to a new place, you do the same thing. I think what gives it away that you're doing something wrong is the people around you that are not used to this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, like, what are you doing? Like, they would naturally be shocked. So I think also learn from your environment, like wherever you are.
That's a really good point.
Just understand what's
Because
going on in your surroundings.
You might have been raised in a certain way. Now I hear that.
But the people around you, we all behave in a different way.
Exactly.
You need to adapt to those circumstances or that situation.
And also, you have to be open. I'm guessing to learning, because that's the thing. Because you might teach me something today. Like we were walking up here, and we took the other stairs because we didn't know about the central stairs, right?
You're bringing it up now.
Because it's such a good point. Because when you made that point, because I was in the mindset of like, oh no, you'll know. But sometimes I didn't know that there were stairs in the middle of the house as well. So I went all the way to the front of the house, and we both went, and then we both ended up here. And now we get up here, and Ham's laughing at us. He didn't even tell us that there's another set of stairs. But when we came up here, then he's like, no, there's another set of stairs. Now the next time I went down, guess what stairs I used? Because I was like, oh.
See, I think people should learn things through actual experience. Like now you know for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good point. So like when you make a mistake, because we're all gonna make mistakes, we learn from it. And we be open to that. So yeah.
That thing of culture is pretty interesting because, okay, I get what you're saying when you say we all know when you're doing something wrong, that it's wrong, right?
Yeah.
But like I was thinking about it, right? There's also in some cultures where, like you're saying, you were taught to do everything, right? Like men and women clean in your family, men and women change the light bulb in your family, right? But there's in other, like in my stepdad's culture, he's from Uganda.
Yeah.
So whenever, the woman prepared the food, obviously. But that's the thing, it's obvious that the woman prepared the food. The women also come, they deliver even in Zambian culture, in my family.
Yeah, most African,
Yeah, they bring a bowl of water, and then the woman will go around to maybe the elders, the uncles, the fathers, etc. And then after that, they wash their hands and stuff like that. So that's already saying, okay, the woman is like below you in a way, she's serving you in a way. You know what I'm saying? And now that might be already be ingrained like in that's ingrained in like the culture.
Yeah.
Now when you bring that to like modern society, I feel like it would be hard to tell someone that grew up in that culture where women are serving men. And I feel like that's also where some men get touched and they're like, okay, this woman just told me no, a woman told me no.
Because they've been brought up
to be subservient.
Especially when it's from your family.
Yeah.
Because you look up to your family members, you love your family members, and you take it to heart. Like, okay, this is how we're growing up. It can't be wrong. You know what I mean?
But that's where I guess again, even in our cultures, we need to have a relook at certain things. But also, we need to back to that point of being open to change, open to listening to others. You know. And you have to come to a place of losing your pride and a bit of humility and be willing to listen to what someone has to say. So yeah, but that's a big point. I feel like we could do a whole other segment just on the culture.
Yeah, just on the culture.
It should just be the culture.
There's so many things that happen in culture that, just because they've been happening for years, we think it's right, but
it is not right.
It's not right. Like some things are a bit shaky on the cultural
man,
end.
You start thinking about it, it's like,
it's tradition, so you can't really break tradition. It's tradition.
It's true, man. Like, your father did this, his grandfather did this, so it's like,
now you're gonna come here. You've only been on the world for how long?
Nah, guys, we definitely have to do another video called the culture.
Yeah, well,
the culture.
You heard it here first. For the culture.
For the culture,
Sneak peek, for the next bit.
I think that would be a good one. But I mean, for now, do you have any other points? We can bring it in another video. But like, I think
we've hit the spot for now. So taking points away from this, if anyone actually wanted advice about when to call out your gents, like you said earlier, nip it in the bud nice and early. Let people know where you stand, so they respect you and your views as well. And even if they disagree, it's best to know where you stand. Let people know where you stand. Secondly, as well, how?
Just say it like it is.
Say it like it is.
Say
like,
like
hey,
it is.
bro, this thing's not right. What you're doing is not right, and you need to change.
Full stop. Simple as that. As simple as that.
Straight up. And third thing is, learn from your environment. So especially if you come from a different place, just be open and humble yourself and get to understand where people are at. There's no such thing as a bad idea sometimes. Just listen first.
Process
it. Process it. And, evaluate yourself from there. So I think we've covered it.
And then fourth, for the culture.
For the culture.
We coming
with that one,
No, I think that was, thanks. Thank you so much.
And thanks for your
you
time.
Are first, you're actually our first.
First guest, man. Guys, history made right here.
Thanks for having me, though.
Thanks for having me.
And that's
opinionated.
Peace. Peace out.